Me, I am a memoir. I am a memoir. Going deep in the regular verse. To the regular. Regular.
Hello, Emily, and welcome back to Me. I Am a Memoir, the Regularverse. We have entered the regularity once more.
Well, we can tell because of the terrible singing at the start.
Yeah. Which has had some feedback and people are love-hating it. So you nailed it. Like, right in the sweet. I
feel like I should re-sing it every week. So it's like every time it comes out, it's is that even the same song?
We'll get Ashanti in.
Yeah. Get Ja Rule to come in and completely rewrite the song. Yeah. And the only bit left is one line.
I like it. I'm here for it. All right. So we've got so much to get through. This is going to go for 87 weeks that we're going to be in this Regularverse.
It's a bad place to be.
Ooh,
I know.
Scary. It takes as long to record this as it does for all of those other verses to get a new movie out.
It does.
Okay, so we're going to jump straight into some regular news. What did we call it?
It's prolo moments.
Prolo moments. I don't have any of that in front of me.
Moments.
Because I forgot that I host this one now.
Yes, I know. You're an idiot. No, I've got to sing prolo moments in the style of Nicole Kidman. Prolo moments.
Do you think that's better or worse than a regular person?
It's about the same.
Comparable.
Prolo moments. All right, just like last time when we went into the Regularverse, it's marry time.
Oh my God. Someone else?
No. Jennifer Lopez got married twice. At her second wedding, she wore 3 different Ralph Lauren dresses.
Okay.
But only kept the one groom, which I thought was restrained.
Nice. It is different, it's unusual. Yeah.
Ben Lowe's still her only husband. Jennifer Garner refused to turn up.
Oh, because she was totally going to go.
Yeah, she was invited.
Was she?
Yeah, she didn't go because she's an unregular Jen. We like her.
Unregular Jen. That's her new series?
Yeah, Unregular Jen.
It's the follow-up to Alias.
Yeah. The regular Jen, her main wedding dress was made, believe it or not, of 1,000 handkerchiefs.
What?
Because she's a giant piece of snot.
Do you know my favorite part about all of this is with, because we compare and contrast with J.Lo and Mariah, but one of their biggest differences, but I think both talents, is that Mariah can turn the most mundane thing, like a dentist's appointment, into something festive. Yeah. She will show up, she'll have a cake and balloons. It'll be a moment.
Yes.
J.Lo takes something really beautiful and romantic, like a wedding with wonderful designer dresses. It just adds a little bit of bogan cousin to it.
Yeah. A little bit of regularity.
Yeah. You know when your cousin gets rich and they have a beautiful house, but they have kiss posters up or something? Yeah. It's like...
She goes, I like these handkerchiefs. Make it a wedding dress. I need 1,000.
Because I'm real.
I'm real.
People need to remember I'm from the block.
Yeah. Whereas if Mariah got married and decided to have a little bit of regularity, she'd get married in 1,000 pieces of toilet paper as used in the glitter film.
Exactly. Yeah, and she'd sign each one.
Yeah.
And a single tear.
Yeah. So they were married in the backyard.
Oh, Lord.
At Ben's place in Georgia.
Okay.
And they're now honeymooning on Lake Como.
All right.
In Italy. Ben's house, by the way, is totes controversial.
Oh.
Yeah. He tried to sell it a few years ago and advertised it as a refurbished plantation home.
Oh,
yeah. As in cotton plantation.
No.
As in slave-owning cotton plantation.
No.
Anyway, nobody wanted to buy his piece of shit racist real estate.
No,
so
why would they?
He just moved back in.
Yeah. Let's get married
They got married there. Very regular. He's now caught regularity.
I think he already had it, to be honest.
I think so, because he was in one of
He
those...
has long regularity.
Yeah, like going back, like his ancestral regularity. Because he was in one of those Who Do You Think You Are shows, where they go and dig into their history. Produced by Lisa Kudrow. Yeah, one of those. And he had to beg the producers not to show any of the footage where he found out that he was descended from slave owners.
Oh my God. But you know what? Like, Beyonce has talked about that in her life. And it's like, she's gone back to learn to how to, understand that. And live with it,
No, he's just embarrassed.
Hiding it.
Yeah.
Right.
Doesn't want anyone to know. And apparently during his vows, while he was telling her regularness, that everything happens for a reason. And, they're finally together, blah, blah, blah. He got very sooky, started having a cry.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
How convenient that she had 1,000 hankies on hand.
She knew. She knew what was going to happen. And she's like, you're not ruining another dress.
Yeah, here, have one.
I don't have any more dresses from movies, okay?
So my favourite moment of the wedding is the day before. When an ambulance was called because Ben's mum had a whoopsie on the dock and had to be taken away in an ambulance because she fell down. So this is my favourite part of this whole farrago, because I'm just like, what was mum doing? And she had a couple of shandies.
No, I think she was trying to stop the wedding.
Maybe.
Like, if I have a fall,
so
they
now
won't have to go through with it.
I want to see the made-for-TV Hallmark movie with Christine Lardy playing Ben's mum.
Yeah, Christine Lardy on the dock.
Sitting on the dock of the Ben.
Oh my God. I can already see it, because all you need is Christine Lardy's hair shape and you saw it. You're set.
Just
done.
Slow motion tipping over. Oh!
Oh my God.
And they are the prolo moments.
I love it. Okay, well, are you ready for a little bit of the best of J.Lo blog?
On
the blog, on the Oh No Lo.
I can't, because I went to her Instagram to research prolo moments and it hurt me. Because she's nude in one photo and then she's in a wedding dress in another. I'm like, what are you doing, woman?
I know.
You're my age. Well, you're older than me.
Yeah, much older.
Much older.
So we start with hi you.
Hi you.
Which just made me think of hi gay.
Hi you.
Hi you.
Whoever you are.
Question mark. J.Lo waited a month to send this one out, but she wants us to let her know if we want it more regularly.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, we want more regularly. Thank you.
I love that she's asked if we want more regular.
It's definitely her asking.
I know I'm already regular, but how much regular do you want?
I'll fill that toilet. Just had a wedding cake, all right? It was dense.
As if she ate the cake. She looked at it. Oh, the calories.
We do get a glimpse at J.Lo's bedside table, which is definitely not her bedside table.
Right. Yeah.
Like at some IKEA, like they just went to IKEA and put a book on it.
Yeah.
And were like,
this is my bedside table.
She gives us some fashion advice about wearing high-waisted jeans to look tall. Thank you, J.Lo.
Thank you, J.Lo.
Didn't know that. We learned, this is one of my favorites. We learned that J.Lo takes baths to relax. She likes relax. Am I talking? My brain is like upside. She likes using bath salts and different coloured rose petals. Now, in case we don't know what she means by this, we do get a 90-second video of J.Lo running a bath. And putting in bath salts, but then singular coloured rose petals. So clearly not her writing it, because she only had red rose petals. And they're saying that it was multicoloured. So I think that someone's not talking to someone.
She hadn't been to the rose petal shop to get the yellow or the white ones that week.
Now, supposedly this was shot by Ben Affleck, which might explain the bath. The picture of Jenny in the bath with rose petals over her nipples. Really just stunning work. But my favorite part is like, whoever's doing this is like, well, do you think they'll get it? Do you think they'll get running a bath? Like, you know what? We'll do a tutorial. Let's make a quick video, Photoshop Jen in it. Now, in a sentence so convoluted it actually makes me jealous, J.Lo tells us that she's making a new movie in the Canary Islands, quickly mentions her skincare line and its product, That J.Lo Glow, and somehow they're connected.
How?
I have no idea.
Wow.
So she's like, by the way, I'm making a movie, also my skin product. And it's like one sentence. Okay. She tells us about her twins' 14th birthday, and they had fruity pebble pancakes, which was your nickname in high school.
Yeah. You didn't even wait. You just do the jokes for me.
I know. There's so much story. I have to just smash through it. And J.Lo says she can't believe that they're 14 as she remembers them being 4 like it was yesterday, which at first I thought that was an odd age to go back to, but I realised it's probably the last time she saw them. Oh, you're here.
You're a lot bigger.
Yeah, that's nice.
Well, there's nothing to eat here because look at me.
Then there is there's a third video. We get there's the second video, which is the twins' birthday, which is mostly just close-ups of J.Lo smiling and her mum threatening everyone.
Yeah.
Then we get a third video, which is 11 seconds of decorations. Just decorations. They thought we won't put it in the birthday video because that's silly.
Yeah.
We'll have a separate 11-second video that just pans the room for no apparent reason. And just when you think we got all the video we could possibly get, J.Lo hits us with footage of her getting the iHeartRadio Icon Award as introduced by LL Cool J.
Oh.
There's a montage.
I watched Mariah getting that the other day from Paula Abdul.
Oh, heaven.
Yeah.
We do love
that.
It was
amazing.
It almost seems like they should have swapped. There is a montage.
No. We were talking about J.Lo at work the other day because I brought up the... I can't remember what it was about, but I was like, I think I'd much rather watch a video where someone complains about not getting an Oscar and decides that she's going to solve America's problems with her butt.
Did anyone get it? Or you just having a little
laugh? Yeah, no, they all laughed. And then the next person in Slack sent the video of Paula Abdul getting upset about not getting the Bratz dolls movie.
Stop it. That's
it was epic.
That's even more regular.
Which is why then I sent LaToya reuniting with Bubbles.
Oh my God. You remember me, don't you, Bubbles? Oh, Bubbles.
Bubbles. And she loses his mouth.
Insane.
And then she starts crying.
Oh, Bubbles. Bubbles.
Bubbles.
That is still the name of my autobiography.
You remembered me, don't you?
You remember me, Bubbles, the LaToya Jackson story. Now,
sorry, I've derailed. I've derailed pro-low time.
We were on the 6 and we've been derailed. It's fine. That happened a while ago. So there's a montage at the award show of J.Lo opening doors, symbolising the doors that she's opened for herself.
With her butt.
We do get a mention of the 6 train, which is fun because that's how she gets everywhere.
On the 6?
On the 6. That's
even
how she got
she's
there.
In a completely different state now, getting married, and she's in Italy having a honeymoon.
She just thinks they're all like...
They're all
she's like walking around Italy going, do you know where the 6 is? I can't get anywhere. So then 20 minutes later, J.Lo comes out wearing a green dress because that's her lucky colour. Batfleck is there with a selection of their children. I don't know which ones. Yeah, they're like, which ones are we going to take today?
Like it's a chocolate box.
Like favourites.
Yeah. I can't have all the children. It's too fattening.
No, don't bring the flake. It'll get everywhere. Then J.Lo proves she really is just like us by getting hair stuck in her mouth.
Oh,
so that was sweet. That was nice. Like she's had I'm
regular.
I'm going to be so regular. She then tells us she doesn't do all of this for awards. She does it all for us. So I guess we only have ourselves to blame at the end of the day. Okay. Avril Lavigne is there because it's 2003, and.
Maybe she's hoping to recruit one of J.Lo's kids as a skater boy.
Yeah, no. Then just as she said her thank yous and you think it's over, she gives us the full meaning of the term icon. Are you ready?
Okay.
I can overcome negativity, and so can you.
Well.
So it's actually iconaski. Iconaski is actually the thing of that. This blog is still going, by the way.
Oh my God, why?
At this point, I'm worried poor Jen doesn't have any friends.
Don't make us feel sorry for her.
We get she was running that bar
piece of shit.
She was running that bar for hours.
Oh, is it still
just waiting for someone to press record?
It's cold.
Look how interesting I am. We get 2 more videos. One of J.Lo sneaking a video of Emmy, and another one filming Max getting a check for working on Marry Me.
Oh,
so Max is in Marry Me, a recent J.Lo movie, which he said was super easy. It was pretty easy. It is cute, like, because they have a little moment together, but it's just so funny. Like, I could do that. Now, here's just a couple of random quotes with no real context, okay?
Right. And is that how they are in the
essentially,
blog? Okay.
We decide if we want to work on ourselves, just like we decide to work on our work.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. These are my books. I have collected them over the years. Some are gifts. Some I have bought myself. And some I've heard about. I heard about that one. It was on my bedside table at IKEA. Every time I open one, I feel like I have learned something useful. Anybody who doesn't know what coconuts are, they're my twins.
What?
I think she calls her twins coconuts. I think.
Oh, right.
But it's just out of context. You're like, has she got a set of coconuts that she's raising? Someone's told her that they're her children. The Super Bowl was super fun. 3 exclamation points. And also, can we talk about teenagers? No, we can't. What? So, yeah. Don't know where any of this came from.
Which teenagers are we talking about? Bob Irwin?
All of them. Sabrina. Just endless Melissa Joan Hart.
All of Riverdale?
Yeah. That's what it's just so broad that it's like, she's clearly not writing this. I don't know who is. But just to cleanse our palate before we dig real deep, I do have a couple of spontaneous Mariah moments.
Oh, thank God.
So we haven't...
A little brief respite from the Regularverse.
I haven't gone into the full stuff because Mariah deserves our full attention.
Yes, she does.
When we go into the serious stuff. But we have a couple of quick things, which is Mariah has TikToked herself signing some albums.
Yes.
Albums.
Dr. Album.
I haven't talked at all today. And it's really showing now. She circles her favourite parts, which is essentially everything.
Yes.
So she's like, I like this bit of eye makeup, and circles her eye.
I've seen that. It's 11.
And saying that she wants to...
I can't speak either. I just said it's 11.
Why? It's the Regularverse.
I think I was trying to say it's hilarious and it's heaven.
Yeah.
At the same time. By the way, we haven't even mentioned that we are in the Prolo Dome.
Well, we are. We're in the centre of Regularverse at my apartment.
Yeah.
Which has illustrations of Mariah on the door. But now Mariah also wants her own line of eyeshadow based on all of this.
Of course.
She has also expressed her love for our very own ONJ, Olivia Newton-John, reminiscing about being bad Sandy in 5th grade, and of course singing with Onge in Melbourne.
Yes.
So that was
if you need to watch it in full, it's on the All Around the World DVD.
It is. We love it. Also, Mariah will be taking part of the Global Citizen Festival in September. So we've got a live moment, I assume.
Exciting.
Coming up. And yeah, that's everything for now. There's some meatier stuff to come, but let's tackle that when we're out of the Regularverse.
Oh yeah, we can't do too much Mariah in the Regularverse. It'll make us feel so sad.
Yeah, that we're not in Mariah's world.
Yeah. We may not make it out.
So with all of that said, I think we're ready to get the lowdown on the download.
Oh.
Getting the lowdown on the download. Okay, so before we get into this, now we've got a lot of tracks to get through.
We have so many.
So they really threw everything at this. Literally everything, even stuff that wasn't hers.
Yeah.
And because of this, there's some controversial moments on this album. So I thought, let's find out what's really going on.
Yes.
Let's dig into the what did I call them? Lospiracies.
Lospiracies.
As we go through the songs, I'm going to have a little section called Low and Order Regular Victims Unit, where we just dig into the reality and the facts that we actually know. I've gone and found, I've looked at liner notes, I've looked at, interviews with people, I've even found some stems, darling.
Oh, you found the stems?
Stems, darling.
Labeled stems?
Some. Labeled as something. I've gone and I've listened to the pro-lowers and the no-lowers that have put together different, little videos on the YouTubes, and I've just tried to, sift through and be like, what do we actually know here?
You've assessed the evidence. Like a proper victims unit.
Yeah, I am Mariska Hargitay.
Yeah.
So that if we're going to judge, we judge in the right direction, basically.
You can judge. You be Judge Judy, I'll be judgmental.
Took me a second. So basically, as we go through, because of course Fab will be taking us through the songs. Just throw it at me. Ask me if there's any Lospiracies, and I'll take you through it. Actually, before we do that, sorry, I have an example.
Okay.
Of a couple from the first album.
From On the Six.
From On the Six. We're still on the Six.
Why would anyone else want to lay claim to anything on that album?
So, If You Had My Love, the first single, we talked about Michael Jackson possibly hearing it.
Wanting to record it.
Turned out, so the rumour is J.Lo stole If You Had My Love from Shantae Moore, who was a singer.
All right.
The fact is, this is partially true.
Oh.
So Shantae Moore had a song called If I Gave Love, written by Rodney Jerkins.
Oh.
Apparently, this is from her saying that Rodney Jerkins... I can't speak again. This is Shantae. This isn't Posh.
Yep.
Rodney Jerkins actually came and wrote this wonderful song for me called If I Gave Love. And you know the Jennifer Lopez song was If You Had My Love. He wrote the same song for her.
Oh.
I heard that it was because Puff Daddy walked in and heard my song and said, I want that song. And Rodney was like, yeah, well, that's already taken. I wrote that for Shantae. And then goes on to say that, but Diddy was like, I want that song. So Rodney really wrote the same song, honestly. Oh, wow. And it's the same song.
Wow.
Right? So I say partially true because it was technically Diddy / Rodney Jerkins.
Yeah.
But just
she's pulling the strings.
Yeah. She was going, you know what? That's my first song. Let's grab it.
I want that one.
I want that one. Oh, that one.
I want to stick my fingers down my tracksuit pants in the video. Get the song.
I've already done the video.
I've already danced to it on my OnlyFans.
Yeah. Then we also have the rumor that Waiting for Tonight was stolen from another group and they left original backing vocals without crediting the singers.
Oh.
But this is false. Because Waiting for Tonight was released by a girl group named Third Party a couple of years before J.Lo.
Yes.
It didn't make much of a splash. The group disbanded, but then Corey Rooney got a hold of it and presented it to J.Lo, who didn't like it. Oh. But he believed in it and went and made it the production that we know.
And then said, J.Lo, you come in and just mime to whoever sung that.
But essentially it's a cover in the same way that Natalie Imbruglia's Torn or Respect, Aretha Franklin. Like someone had released it, didn't do anything, and then someone else has heard the potential and gone, oh, let's get that for regular. Even Shannon Knowles' Shine was the same. Just for any nosy.
Same as Tina Arena's Strong as Steel.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Tina Turner's Simply the Best.
Yeah.
Was Bonnie Tyler. And as far as the crediting, the original singer was credited as the backing vocalist.
Oh, Wind Beneath My Wings was a huge hit in Australia for Colleen Hewitt. Maybe a decade before.
Wow, I have no idea who that is.
I was on Spicks and Specs with her.
Oh.
Yes, once upon a time.
She told you all about it too.
She was she was amazing. Like, I loved that song, like, when it was in the charts. Like, I absolutely adored it. And so when Bette Midler did it, I was like, I love this song, but what about Colleen?
I just always think of the Gina Riley version, which was like, did you ever realize you shit me? Coughing and wheezing by the sea.
So good.
And the last rumor was that none of the backing vocalists on the Six were credited, which is also false because I did go through the liner notes and everyone was credited. Obviously, there's question as to whether they were really backing, but they were credited.
They were singing a lot more than backing.
Right.
Yeah, what's backing and what's lead in this scenario?
The world is upside down.
Yeah.
So in that case, it makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Off we go. Take the lead.
All right. So we're listening to J.Lo.
Right.
Just the name of the album. Released January 16, 2001. Mm-hmm. Just a bare 6 days after my 30th birthday. How very dare she?
She's like, I'll give him the week.
It was a US number 1.
Oh.
An Australia number 2. So we were thinking a little bit. Not enough.
Colleen was number 1.
Colleen. And J.Lo claims the title comes from the name her fans gave to her and not some crass marketing exercise at all.
No. I remember when this actually was announced on radio.
Yes.
Where it was basically her saying, oh yeah, some people call me J.Lo, some people call me Jenny Lo. I'm like, no one's ever, even then I knew no one's ever called you that.
Ever called her
but
that.
I do remember that it was meant to just be the album title, not a new nickname.
Yes.
But everyone just saw it as the same.
Yep. And now that's what we all call her.
Yeah.
The Low.
Yeah.
The lowest one. The lowest of the low. So the first song on there is Boom, 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 Boom. Love Don't Cost a Thing. Which was a single, US number 3, Australia number 4.
Okay.
Very, very judicious.
Yeah.
Written by Damon Sharp, Greg Lawson, Georgette Franklin, Jeremy Moore, Emily D. Harris. Produced by Rick Wake, our friend from Prisoner.
Yes.
Associate producers were Richie Jones and Corey Rooney. And there is a video.
Oh, God. I forgot about this too.
Yeah.
What was it again? Fabnopsis. Love don't cost anything, Fabnopsis. It's regular.
See how hard it is to host this show?
So hard, because it's mental.
Yeah. So Jenny gets a phone call while she's at the beach house. She's furious that her boyfriend hasn't shown up, and she's even more furious to get a bracelet.
Oh, no, I hate that.
Another bracelet. So she gets her coat on and she gets out, and her high ponytail drives her car across a bridge. She throws her handbag out into the street, littering. Fine, please. Thank you. She sings about not needing to drive his Benz because she has her own while driving an Aston Martin.
Well, that makes sense. She knows about as much about cars as that I do.
Clearly. What is the lyrics? I don't know. Like Posh, she doesn't know cars. She pulls up at a car park at a different beach and goes for a walk where she throws away her coat and necklaces. Littering. In between, she gets sand up her crack by rolling on the beach.
Oh, no. Chafy.
She's brought a photo with her, just, that says, "Wish you were here." And the people on the card do a dance break that isn't in the real song. This is becoming a signature thing. It's like a postcard photo thing.
She sent it to herself.
Oh, look, there's the dancer she used today. I forgot he was a thing. I think they got married.
Maybe.
She rips the postcard up and throws away some more jewelry. Then she gets in the water and wriggles a bit, possibly to get the sand out of her for juice. Then she takes her top off. Regular.
Scandalous.
Very regular.
Has Mariah ever done that?
No, she would never take her top off.
No, okay, just double check. Because there was a couple of videos that it's similar on the beach. I was like, is she taking her top off? I don't know.
She's, Herbert Junger's sometimes release themselves.
That's true.
But
they
she's
go,
like,
here I am.
Jenny made a great big show of removing. Whereas Mariah's bodacious tatas sometimes just make their way out of clothes without her needing to.
That's why she needs so many shirts.
So why she's got all the shirts? And because of the tatas. From her tickle bitties. So now apparently, I have some facts. There was speculation at the time that this was a song about her breakup with P. Diddy Puff Daddy Cohn.
Nice.
Because that had happened just before it came out.
Really? The timeline's very confusing.
Because they'd been ahead, like they'd been, a big couple. She'd done the big Versace dress in between the two albums. Yep. Like before this album came out, she also...
Because he's all over this album.
Yeah. She'd throw the gun out of the car. Someone threw a gun out of a car that she was maybe in.
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I was at the beach. I took my top off.
But so they broke up just after it was released, the album. And she doesn't have a writing credit on the song. So I'm calling this a coincidence.
Yes.
I think people have put 2 and 2 together and made 427.
Yeah. I think that's happened a few times here.
Yeah. I mean, it does make a lot of sense that it could possibly be about Diddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, she had nothing to do with writing or singing this song. So how did you feel about the song?
Because going into this, like going into On the Six, kind of remembering certain songs and then wondering, well, is it going to stand up? Yeah. And some have not and some have. I still enjoyed it. You know, I think, I do think they've actually mixed her into the chorus.
Yes.
I was like, I can hear her on here.
Yes.
I didn't, it's catchy. Is it my favorite song? No. But I can't, there's nothing bad to say.
It's a Rick Waite production.
Really? Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
I think anyone could have really sung it, but generally speaking, I liked the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to say, ultimately, it's quite a forgettable song. Mm-hmm. Like, you remember the chorus.
Yeah, sure.
And then, like, when you listen to it, it's like, oh, that's how this one goes.
Yeah,
I
see
it's
that.
Like, why is this not just, like, because it was on a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it was on a lot when it came out. And the fact that it has not, gone into my brain the way you say, Let's Get Loud or Waiting for Tonight have kind of, like,
it's almost a weird bridge from that album to this next one.
Yeah. So it's just like, because I was quite fond of it. I remember loving it. I remember thinking, oh, I really love that song, because I always used to sing crass different lyrics.
Oh, sure. I'm so surprised.
Which was, my love don't come for free.
Is she in the room? Oh my God, we just got a free show from the Regularverse. She showed up in the Regularverse.
That was in tune.
She turned on her auto-tune.
So yeah, I knew the chorus because I used to make fun of it, and then when I listened to it, I was like, oh, this is what the verses sound like. Okay.
Yeah, it's sort of spoken. I think the bit that I remember the most is the "I think," that bit in the middle. Yeah. That's the part that I remember.
That it's not her. Speaking of, I'm Real. What percentage did she sing? High, low, mid, low, or low, low?
I went for about 65, so I've gone mid, low.
Yeah,
she's definitely
65 as well.
There you go. She's definitely in there, mixed in with some friends.
Yeah, some high help.
Weirdly, this was actually one of only 2 tracks on the album that doesn't have any BV credits.
Oh,
the others all do. This is one. There's another one, but things seem to have been caught up elsewhere, which we'll touch on when we get there.
Right.
But yeah, couldn't find any BV credits on this one.
And
Chung Chung, that's our Law and Order regular.
Oh, is that the whole Law and Order?
It is now.
So what's your score? Pro low or no low?
Look, I am pro low on this one. I agree it's not the most memorable song, but I can't say it's bad.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it while I was there. Yeah, which reminds me of, remember the Aqua Barbie Girl videos? Oh, yes, it reminds me of that. Like sort of jungle vibe.
I'm a pro low, but I'm on the cusp of no. Okay. Because of how... I think because my nostalgia for it was amazing.
Yeah.
And the reality is...
Yeah, sure. It wasn't what I thought it was. Yeah, I was pro low in my memories.
I thought this was good. And so that's our only conspiracy, our low-spiracy.
For this one.
Right.
Yeah. Wait, only on track 1. Track 2 is about to be cracked wide open.
Oh, really? So are we near the end of the episode?
Yeah.
We've been talking for hours.
It's half an hour. It's not as bad as I thought.
All right. Track 2 is I'm Real. Written by Jennifer Lopez, apparently. Troy Oliver, Corey Rooney, LaShawn Lewis, and Martin Denny. Produced by Troy Oliver, Corey Rooney, and Les, L-E-S. That's a person, I suppose.
Yeah. Well,
and look, this charted, but like in name only. So I don't really know how to kind of... It's hard to discuss.
Because of the other version, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, this is funny, and there's some facts on this as well, because this particular one was sort of counted, both songs were counted together, whereas the next remix was, that's what made them separate everything.
Yeah. So, yeah, this or the I'm pretty sure it's the Ja Rule one, was a US number 1, Australia number 3.
I think it was Ja Rule one.
But this one also has a video.
Yes, okay. Fabnopsis. I'm real, but not really Fabnopsis.
Jenny has a motorbike and she's wearing a mesh top.
Oh,
I know. Dancing to a stolen sample.
She's carrying it on the back of the bike.
She's wearing a leather Dr. Harry hat. Some kids are amazed at her staying upright on the bike. Some other kids play in the grass and on train lines. They chase her. She rocks up to the petrol station wearing heels on the motorbike. And she waves her keys at some yokels at the petrol station. And she walks past an old man in a rocking chair who's very appreciative of the view. The yokel overfills her motorbike with petrol because he's jelly of the codger getting more of an eyeful of regular butt than he is. Jen takes her mesh top through town and everyone comes out to look at who would wear nothing but a bra and a shawl to the shops.
Yeah, a regular person.
She lends her Dr. Harry hat to a little kid while she and the rest of the kids in town have some ice cream. Has she used this firecracker sample she stole from Mariah in some creepy Pied Piper of Hamelin scheme? A cop is contemplating arresting her for wearing a bra and shawl in front of children. Old women are scandalized. A man puts hay in a truck. It's the hot guy from Vikings, but he's about 20. Amazing. I love this video now.
Suddenly, all is forgiven.
Travis Fimmel be still my beating heart. More kids get lured to J.Lo in the field for a dance break.
Yes, big time.
Oh, there's always a dance break. Oh, her future husband's back for the dance break as well. She's wearing a racing track jumpsuit. Oh, so the sample isn't the only pilfered thing in this clip. No wonder poor Mariah was reduced to wearing a bandana across her tartars
think about
on
that.
The racing track. Oh.
Maybe that's exactly why the video is at a racing track.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think which came out first. I don't remember.
Anyway, everyone watches the impromptu concert from their tractors and BMXs. Ja Rule has turned up, but this isn't even the remix yet. She asks him up on stage, oh no, it's a cliffhanger.
It's like the Oprah thing with Tom Cruise pulling out Katie Holmes. And she's like, please don't pull me up. And he does anyway. Lord.
It's an epic video clip.
Yeah, this is what I remember. Like in the first episode, I was like, I feel like we're going to get to the end of this and realize she's a visual genius. And I think we're getting there because this is a lot.
This is a lot. I mean, Travis Fimmel for the win. Like, even though it's the briefest moment.
Are we talking about Ja Rule's arms? I had not known this about Ja Rule.
I have always found Ja Rule like a little bit of a stirring. The same I do with Nelly. I'm like,
oh, hello,
Ja Rule. Like, I was sort of just like a little man, just, that hangs out with J.Lo. And then he's got that deep voice and he's kind of quite confident. And anyway.
Just in a singlet. I was like, I hadn't seen the... But I did think...
If I was in prison, I would be his mummy.
Why did I just get like breastfeeding imagery in my head that I don't mean?
If he had to.
All right, now before we actually talk about the song, I do have some Law and Order Regular Victims Unit. Ding, ding.
Ding, ding.
So we've got a couple. The first rumor that we pretty much know anyway. J.Lo stole the firecracker sample from Mariah Carey.
Yes.
Gasp. I've got this as past.
And then used it evilly to lure children.
Yeah, that's the extra bit. I've got it as partially true because we don't know if she specifically went and did it. But we don't know.
Gotti said she did it.
Well, this is what's weird, right? So I've got... sorry, let me remind. There's a lot of Irv Gotti coming up, and I'm starting to not trust Mr. Irv.
What? But he produced the remix.
Exactly. I think someone's hands are a bit dirtier than they would like to say they are.
Has he been to prison?
There was something about it. Yeah.
I'm just trying to say he's a very trustworthy man. He wouldn't have been to prison.
So I do have. Hang on, what do I have? Oh no, this is me just saying what probably happened. So I was like, obviously we've read the book. We know Mariah's story. We know the truth. We know Tommy called Irv Gotti. All of this sort of stuff.
And the licensing people have said apparently,
that she'd already cleared it.
Yeah.
And
that Mariah had cleared it before Jennifer took it.
Yeah. And the big question that lingers over us is obviously Tommy had his vendetta.
Yeah.
Did J.Lo as well? Because Margaret Cho's alluded to them not getting on in 1990. But do we trust Margaret Cho's memory? Was the party actually in 2001, Margaret? It's a little bit dicey.
What if she was at that party where Mariah met Tommy?
What if she orchestrated all of this? I don't show her. That's what's happening here.
Yeah.
So it's all this. Honestly, this whole thing's a bit sketchy. But the facts that we know is that the sample was cleared by Mariah and suddenly ended up on a J.Lo record.
Yeah.
These are the facts.
Also interpolated by J.Lo, not even properly sampled. Like it's not it's like they've fiddled with it too much.
Yeah.
That it doesn't sound like the sample that Mariah was going to use.
Yeah, that's right. And I wonder how Mariah would have used it in the end, because we know
also
how
Mariah
it sounded.
It was used in the Glitter trailer before this was recorded.
Interesting. That makes
and Tommy had seen the trailer.
Yes.
And
apparently there was like technically the movie was still being produced by someone that was associated with Sony, so he could have probably gone in there, threatened someone and said, I mean, allegedly, obviously. We may never know. But the other rumor is that J.Lo isn't singing on the song and the real singer isn't credited. And the fact is 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't know 100% if J.Lo is on that chorus. We don't hear her.
No.
But I couldn't get any sense of this one. So she could be buried. But the lead is definitely someone else. Most likely Shailene Thomas. Mm-hmm. But Shailene is credited as a
background singer.
People said she wasn't, and she was.
So turn silk all the way down.
Yeah. That's going to happen a lot. But
do you think that scene was put into the movie after hearing about the recording of this album?
Yeah. But rest assured, she was credited in some form.
Yeah.
So that does help.
Yeah. So for me, this is a 3-minute song that goes for 5 minutes.
Yeah. No, I actually agree.
Of which Jen sings about 2 minutes worth.
Well, that's generous.
It's basically the Firecracker interpolation with some half-assed lyrics, a lot of background vocalists doing a lot of heavy lifting, and Jennifer making some noise near it at some point.
Do you reckon they gave her a little baby mic like the one you have?
Yeah, like the one I've got here.
Yeah.
Just to put me down in the mix. In the mix. How did you feel about this song?
So what I wrote was the sample would be fun on anything.
Yeah.
It's a fun sample.
It's a great sample.
But as far as the song that's written around it, it's just a bit meh.
I know.
It's a little bit feeling so good. It's that kind of thing where I've written that it's maybe a little bit better than feeling so good, but the history leaves the bad taste in my mouth of what we know. Backing vocalists doing a great job, as
Amazing
always.
Job.
The very obvious use of auto-tune for the first time. It does admittedly feel like a style choice, but I do wonder if they did that going, let's put auto-tune on her because Mariah will hate it. Like, really make it obvious that we're doing it. She'll hate it. And that's why there's like 3 extra choruses at the end, because Tommy was like, just make it go on and on and on. So I definitely agree that it is too long. It's a 3-minute song.
Too long.
If we didn't have what
and
we
then
know
with the dance break in the video, it's like
this goes for 8.5 minutes. Without the sample being stolen, it would be a perfectly fine song, but I still don't think it's great.
And I know that when you heard the Firecracker remix of Loverboy,
yes,
you were like, all I could hear is this, right?
Did I? I don't remember now, but probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Like when you heard the Firecracker remix on the Rarities, and I'm the other way around. Whereas the whole way through the song, all I can hear is Debrat going, hate on me, much as you want to, you can't do.
Daily.
Emulate.
And as I think I've said it before, I don't particularly think either song, I'm Real or Firecracker, or Loverboy, are the best of anyone.
No.
So my way around all of this is I just won't listen to it.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm like, it exists. I know what it is. It's got that fun. I'll just listen to Firecracker. Yeah. That's how I go.
So we've had our investigation.
Yes.
Even though we've had some evidence about how much has been sung, what do you believe the I'm Real score is? High, low, mid, low, or low?
I've gone similar. I think it's probably about the 60-65 mid, low. She's in there. She's just not... We don't know if she's on that chorus. She's definitely on the verses.
Yes.
Not sure about the chorus.
Yeah, I'm the same. I said 65%. I think she was busy the day they recorded the chorus.
Yeah.
I've got a photo shoot, guys. You do the chorus without me. Are you pro low or no low?
Look, for reasons said, I've just gone firmly into the no low. It's not worth the pain. The song is not worth, like, if it was a great song, I might fight for it. Yeah. But it's really not. So I'm just like, you can go over there. You can erase it, get the eraser out.
And like I said, when this came up during the Firecracker remix of Loverboy, I was like, so I didn't really know this song.
I remember you saying that.
So my first listen, totally pro low. What fun.
Interesting.
Second listen, I hit the cusp.
Right, so it's just gone down a bit.
That's when I watched the video. And then third listen, just without the dance break, just solo listening, hard no. It's actually annoying.
Yeah. And I think it's just not... It's less than the sum of its parts.
Yeah,
I think
it
ultimately
just becomes annoying over time.
And the part that's the most fun is I wrote that it's both the Firecracker sample and there's a little bit in the middle before the dance break where they kind of riff on the sample. Yeah, and there's no singing. I'm like, this is fun. I like this. Yeah. I don't know what this is, but like I said, it's just it just is what it is, and I just find it easier to not listen to it.
Yeah, everyone's terrible. All right, are you ready for our next track?
I am.
It's Play, written by Anders Bagge and Anthor Bergersen, Christina Milian, and Corey Rooney. Okay, Corey's back. Produced by Bagge and Anthor, who are, one of those Swedish sausage factories.
I can hear that.
This was a single released in the US, got to number 18.
Okay.
And in Australia, it got to number 14. What were we thinking? See, in the Regularverse, it's when we're higher.
Yes. Yeah.
What were we thinking?
Yeah.
And I hate to break it to you because this episode has already gone for a very long time.
Yeah.
But there's a video.
Oh, okay. Fabnopsis. Christina Milian. Fabnopsis. not regular person.
Jen is in a hallway at a space airport in stripper boots. Some other people get on a futuristic jet with her. I hope they're going into space to see Christine Lardy.
Oh, yes.
Jen is in some kind of first class where the seating makes you recline in the sluttiest way possible. The space plane is automated. There's no one flying it. It's just...
That's true. Yeah.
Jen waits for a future version of that train in Hong Kong that takes you from the plane to the main bit of the airport. But she ends up in a nightclub.
Yay.
But she's also dancing
Is this
alone.
Soul Plane? Have you ever seen that?
Yes.
It's so good.
But as well as being in a nightclub, she's also dancing alone in front of 150 speakers. Big hair Jen does a dance with her future husband again and all his mates. Then she finds Mariah's hair fans and gets them to blow her skirt and stolen curly Raya hairdo. Appropriated curly Raya hair.
Is J.Lo a curl? Like, I think she might have curls. I don't know if that's...
Not as curly
not
as
as curly
in
as
this
that.
video.
Okay, cool.
As well as blowing all the water out of some poor man's glass so it goes all over himself. Jen and her friends dance some more while a robot scorpion tail wiggles around near them.
Yeah.
The sun comes up and everyone else at the club seems to have gone to sleep. But Jen is still dancing because she's scored some great pingers from the guy who couldn't keep his drink in his cup. Sadly, Christine Lardy was not in attendance.
Aww. Do you know what this video reminded me of?
What?
The episode of Doctor Who where I think they're going to the sun and Nicole Kidman's there.
Oh, yes. It's the last day of the Earth and they're going to turn off the things that's going to burn up. Yes.
That's all I thought of while watching
very
this.
much
It's very
like
that. Yeah.
Yes, and Nicole Kidman, for those of you who don't watch Doctor Who, was actually based on Nicole Kidman. Like, seriously, Russell T Davies, the writer, saw Nicole Kidman on the red carpet at the Oscars and was like, oh, what is going on with her stretched face? And so he created this character that is literally a piece of skin with a face in it stretched on
Oh my
on a
God,
frame.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I just thought you were being horrible and funny.
It's a true story.
Oh my God.
See?
This is great.
Doctor Who is fun.
So
I know you only watched it for Billy Piper.
Yeah, literally. So we do have some Lospiracies.
Oh, Lospiracies.
All right. So rumor number 1, Christina Milian is not credited as a songwriter.
But she is.
This is false. She was.
Yeah.
She does tell us a little bit saying that the way it came around, she said, initially I was writing a song for myself called Play. And in the same week that I wrote Play, I wrote AM to PM. I was so in love with AM to PM. I was like, there's no way they're going to put both songs. They're both party songs on the same album. And I loved AM to PM. If I'm going to tell the whole story, I would hate for that song to get knocked out over this one. Then sort of tells the story that it was her birthday. So she'd been out partying and just needed to write a song quickly for the studio.
Yeah.
So she went in, did it. She said, I wrote the song really fast and I sang the song when I went into the studio. And then I was like, it's okay. Next thing you know, Tommy Mottola heard it and he picked it up and said, I want this for J.Lo. And it ended up being her second single. She is credited on everything as the songwriter.
And lead vocalist.
Wow. There's more. Rumor number 2. J.Lo isn't singing on the song and the vocals were stolen from Christina Milian. Fact, mostly true.
Mostly true.
So Christina Milian in 2016 said, I sang on the chorus. I think it's a kind of a known thing. It's like a background chorus. In 2019, she said, when we were in the studio and she recorded it, she hadn't sung that Play My Motherfucking Song bit.
Yeah.
And adds, I like the fact that she added some spice to it. When asked if they met immediately when all this happened, she said, we met when she went to record the record. I flew to New York. It was pretty cool because she was young.
Yeah.
And there is a picture of them together in the studio. So this is where things get weird.
Yeah.
Because if there is no denying that is Christina Milian's voice.
Yeah.
For 75% of this song.
Yeah.
No doubt. What's weird though, if you're gonna be passing off someone's vocal or someone else, why invite them to the studio? So did they get J.Lo to record it and then just turn her all the way down? Like, was it a silk moment?
Oh, no, I think my assessment of it is, when we get to the bit, I'll tell you what I think she sang.
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, a lot of it. But yeah, there's something very strange going on. I think this is the most obvious use of someone else's voice. The other rumor is that she wasn't credited for her vocals, which again, it's a 50-50. She was credited, just not as a lead vocalist.
The song was hers, but not put out under her name.
Yeah, and where things get weird is, I dare say, and this is not necessarily just a J.Lo problem, but an industry-wide problem, we don't want two women on a song together. Because, you know, the woman has to be...
Yeah, it's before J.Lo and Shakira.
Yeah, exactly. And also, Christina Milian, technically at this point, was just a songwriter.
Yeah,
who was kind of working on an album somewhere.
Her first album.
So this probably wouldn't have happened, but I like to think that had she have released her own song already, they may have gone, oh, we'll put them together. It was 2002, so they probably wouldn't have.
No.
Now, they would.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's a little bit dicey.
I got to say, I feel sorry for Christina Milian because this is a banger.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Oh, my God. And, you know, some regular bitch comes in, helps out with the backup vocals, yells motherfucker and wanders off with your hit. Honestly, this would have been a great first single. But I guess if she says they wouldn't have put two bangers on an album, maybe she's right. But yeah, I don't think the regularity had much to do with it. Therefore, I enjoy it.
So this is something that I nearly mentioned it last album, but I thought, no, I'm going to say it because this is a really good example of it.
Yeah.
If they had stopped for a second and stopped trying to position J.Lo as a singer and just positioned her not as a rapper, but as someone who just kind of spits out a verse.
Yeah.
Which she does.
And does a dance break in the video.
Literally, she could be dancing during the chorus, featuring another artist, male or female, it didn't matter. Chuck a bit of Ja Rule in there to, you know, give some contrast and do a feature. They could have made her a legitimate icon doing this.
I mean, she's you know, she does want an icon award. She's
exactly.
Okay.
She's certified, but
yeah,
it would have just been a lot more palatable to be like, oh my God, J.Lo has that new song with Christina Milian. She's so ahead of the curve. She's got this new hot girl. They're doing a dance together in the video, J.Lo. And the thing is, this song, like the J.Lo on this verse, this is what she does well. Yeah. Like she acts the shit out of... She does. Yeah. But she acts the shit out of that verse.
Yeah.
And so I was watching the video and listening. I was like, I am buying it, J.Lo.
Yeah.
Like I am buying what you're throwing out there except for the part that you're not singing.
Yeah.
But the part she is doing, I was like, I like this. Yeah. So had she leaned into it and made her own little niche as not quite a singer, not quite a rapper.
Yeah.
I think it could have worked.
You know, the other thing
it worked anyway, but you know what I mean.
What I think is like, I feel like this is another salvo aimed at the glitter soundtrack.
You reckon?
Yeah, because Tommy would have known she was doing Last Night a DJ Saved My Life.
Yeah, sure.
It's an 80s set thing. Her character hooks up with a DJ. So it's like, what songs have we got with DJ shouted in it? Like there's another one on this album. Like there's more than one shouting out DJs on this album. So I think... I honestly
tell me when we get there.
Yeah. I think he was just trying to get at Mariah any way he could. And I don't think she's ignorant of that. I don't think J.Lo is.
No. So this is something that's really interesting about all the digging that I did.
Yeah.
You've got the two sides, the two extremes. You've got the Nolo is saying she knew everything and she was maniacally cackling with Tommy in a room.
Yes.
And the Prolo is saying, oh, she's an innocent victim. Realistically, the truth is probably somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Even if she didn't know at the time, she probably knows now. Like she'd have to know now.
She would have to know now.
The rock and the hard place thing is though, as just a musician or a person, you know, even a fan of someone, you think, well, I'd respect you so much more if you just came out and acknowledged it or said, oh, you know what? Yeah, this did happen. I knew this. I didn't know that. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, but
she can't do it, can she? Because it'd fuck her career.
Yeah.
So she can't go full Milli Vanilli.
Yeah.
So I think she just stays quiet.
Yeah. And I think the other thing, part of why Mariah is so hostile is because she would know from having worked with the same people. Like she's still friendly, obviously, with P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Diddy Daddy Combs. I can't say it the way you do.
I don't remember. Sean P. Puff Diddy Daddy Combs.
Yeah, there it is.
It's been a while.
But, you know, she would know how much J.Lo orchestrated and was involved. And I think that I don't know her business comes from a place of knowing, and not from a place of suspecting.
Also, I really wonder if there was other stuff that they'd met before or something because of the Oscars thing with her and Whitney. And,
yeah,
it's all a bit. But at the end of the day, We don't know.
We don't know.
Like, she might have known everything about one thing and nothing about another,
Yeah.
or 50% of everything, or 100. Like, we really don't know. But we can tell when she isn't singing.
Yes. Well, speaking of, I'm real. What percentage?
I'm going low.
Yeah.
I've given it 28%.
Yeah.
Because she does the verses.
I'm giving it
Full
low.
stop.
She said motherfucker, and that's it.
You don't think she did the verse?
No, I don't even think she said play my song. I think she just came in and said motherfucker. Christina's going, play my song. And she's gone, motherfucking song. And they go, okay, good. Thank you, J.Lo. You can go home now.
No, I think it's her on the verse. But the thing about this one that's different than all the others is it's not just, because normally she's on the verse and then someone else is doing the chorus.
Yeah.
And then she's in between on the bridge or something.
Yeah.
But Christina's doing a lot of like post-chorus work, a lot of ad-lib work. Like, there's a lot more, which is why I think it's the most brazen use of someone else's. So personally, for the record, I think it should be J.Lo and Christina Milian. Not even feat Christina Milian. I think it should be J.Lo and Christina Milian. But we are pleased that she would have got the money for the writing credit.
Yes.
And one thing I will say, going through all of this stuff, even though we love when J.Lo has a writing credit, she's not like some artists who have a writing credit on everything. So she might be a little one word, one third, but she doesn't take credit on songs she doesn't work on, which I do appreciate, because
she could have taken a third for motherfucker.
Exactly. Exactly.
So pro low or no low?
Look, I'm no low on the shady vocals, but I'm pro low on the song. It's so good.
Me too, and I really like it, but I feel like it feels like another glitter fucker. So it's getting a no low. No. Despite me enjoying it, I feel like it's not J.Lo's song.
Well,
if we were doing a Christina Milian, like it'd be like, I'd give it at about an 8.5. We were doing a Christina Milian review, but as a J.Lo song, hard no low.
So, pro mill. You're pro mill. You're no low, but pro mill.
I'm a J.Lo truther. Right, Walking on Sunshine, which is tragically not the Katrina and the Waves cover I was hoping for.
Those notes were not getting hit. That's how it started.
So this was written by Mario Yellowman Wienans, Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy, Michael Lowe Jones, Jack Knight, Karen Anderson, Adonis Shropshire, Macaulay Jameson. Everyone's having a turn.
Right. Is there a sample on here?
No, I think Adonis and Karen are backup singers. Who do a lot of backup singing on this album.
Right.
Produced by Diddy, Yellowman, and Corey Rooney. For me, this song is too frantic and unchanging. There is no modulation to the vocals or the melody.
Why would there be?
If this is what happens when you're rooting the producer, I'm glad they broke up.
See, I think I'm going to apply that exact critique to a later song.
Right, yeah. I think there are a number of songs
turned all the way out
that fall into this category.
So, I was surprised we went full club.
Yeah.
Because we've not done that before.
No.
I think the song is pretty basic, lyrically speaking.
Oh, it's pretty basic, full stop.
The chorus does give me what I want from this kind of. So I will be honest, if I was at a club and I'd borrowed some of that stuff from that guy's drink, I would be having a wonderful time to this chorus. Yeah. I did say I think she's actually singing, and I could do without the ad libs towards the end, because they just kind of ruin an otherwise sort of fun whatever track. But I do think, even though this isn't the best version of it, I think if she's good at two things, one is the slightly spoken rappy kind of verse while someone else sings the chorus. Yeah. And the other one is sort of vapid, shallow dance tracks. So I think this is the beginning of what will come later.
Yes.
So I was, I didn't hate it.
And did we have any Lospiracies on this?
No, none that I could come across. Anyway.
Right. I will say that, some of the names on this that I think are getting a credit because maybe they did the impro singing.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'm real. What percentage of the song do you think she sang?
I sort of went for mid-low, a little bit higher than maybe some of the others. But now that you've said that, I'm questioning how I feel about it.
Well, look, my theory is because there's no modulation and it does the song does not change the entire time. I'm going high-low.
Okay, yeah. I had 75%.
Yeah.
Is that maybe
That's fairly high.
Yeah.
And are we pro-low or no-low?
Look, I kind of am a little bit pro-low. I know it's really shallow of a track. Don't worry, there's some stuff coming. But it's just stuck in my head.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is fun. It's not great, but I don't hate it. If it came on, I'd bop along.
Yeah. Well, I think J.Lo did too much of this song, so it's very regular. No low.
No lowing.
I've been no lowing a lot this week.
I know. But it is funny that you thought about pro-lowing I'm Real for a moment.
Well, I did. But then I heard it again.
Yeah. All right. We're a while into this regularity, but we've got a while to go.
Yes, so much to go.
So I think we should continue next week. Go home, get some sleep.
Okay.
Rest, recharge. We're sleeping in a cave because it's the Regularverse.
Yes.
And then come back next week.
All right.
And do some more regularity.
Get the fuck out of our podcast.
Get the fuck
Get the fuck out of our podcast.
Get the fuck out.
Just walk away.
Walk away.
You tacky regular bitch.
Regular.
Get the fuck right out of my face.
Regular bitch. All right, we're out of the Regularverse, thank God. we get a little respite when we're almost home. So do you have anything that you want to make happen?
I'm not making anything happen, but I would like to tell the Lamley to send us your Mariah album lists.
Oh, yes.
Your ranking, because we've gotten some already. So keep sending them, and we'll do a little bonus ep when we're back properly in Mariah's world.
Yeah, where we're out of the Regularverse.
Yeah.
And I believe you have a remix.
Oh, I do.
Yes.
Yes.
Possible Prince X.
That is true. The remix of my first single, Beautiful Femboy, with Lost Child, who's a queer artist from the UK, will be out probably by the time this drops, the day after this drops.
Wow.
So 30th of August.
Awesome.
So it'll be all on the Spotifys and everywhere else that you find your music.
I love your anticipation of me getting this edited well in time.
I know. It will be out on the 30th of August. Lord.
I am appearing in Adelaide. I know I've mentioned it before, at the Rhino Room on the 16th of September. So if you're in Adelaide, pop along and see me possibly burn every bridge I've ever crossed.
We love it.
All right, until our next foray into the Regularverse.
Ooh, it's cold.
Oh, it's freezing there. Bye, Emily.
Bye.